These past 2 years have been very, very difficult for my constituents and many people from across Saskatchewan. I was one of 61 MLAs, and I was the only one to question the pandemic and the process of what we were going through. I kept my office open this last year when many others didn't. Consequently, I was the only MLA in Saskatchewan that listened to people. A lot of constituents from across Saskatchewan, people from across Saskatchewan were saying they were ridiculed, they were laughed at if they could finally get a hold of their MLA. Some of them didn't even want to talk or hear what the people of Saskatchewan had to say. Saskatchewan is a very diverse province and varied with many opinions. I don't believe one opinion is right over the other. I believe everyone is entitled to their opinion. Thus, I kept my office open. We even had walk-ins. People were very upset with the way the government looked after the pandemic, the handling of it. People were angry. They mistrust their government. They didn't know who to turn to. The medical personnel were turning against them. They were told one thing and they were afraid of the College of Physicians. Vaccine injuries are becoming more and more common, and people don't know where to turn to. These issues are very, very real. And I've heard thousands of stories from children to the elderly. Some people couldn't have their medical surgeries completed because of their vaccine status. The discrimination is very, very hard. I've heard of many hateful stories, families torn apart, marriages torn apart, communities. Children were not allowed to play sports, not allowed to be children or be healthy, or sometimes not even allowed to go to school without a certain medical status. These stories were heartbreaking, and this is not the Saskatchewan that I wanted. Not for my family, my community, or for my province. I think we can do better. And I'm asking for an inquiry into the government of Saskatchewan of the handling of the pandemic. I'm asking the Premier to come out and talk to people and tell them why he did this. Where was the information he received? It'll be years before we are healed from this rift. And I'm just asking the government for accountability if they are truly there for the people of Saskatchewan.